gotta end your day by 10.
Great.
If you're out on a date and you bring it home late, it's a sin. There just ain't always two score, you know you're gonna lose and never win. I'll say it again.
And it's all because your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. When evening rolls around and it's time to go to town, then you go.
All right,
Rock and
folks.
roll.
From the Village String Band. That was amazing. Stan Levin and Marcella Lawson, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What
Thanks
an
for having me.
intro. You had me going there.
Yay.
That was so
That's
fun.
what we like to get people moving and dancing. and
Well,
snapping.
you know what? There's going to be a next step. I'm standing up. That's great. I love it. And your voices are beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank
My
you.
goodness. You are having a fall concert.
We
That
are.
is coming up soon, and everybody needs more of that.
Of
That was
course.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just
absolutely.
going to jump right into the details. It's going to be held Tuesday, December 10th at Clubhouse 5.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're expecting the show to go from an hour and a half to 2 hours. So encouraging people to bring their own food and drinks. $10 at the door for
Yes.
anybody. So you don't have to be a member.
Oh, no. Everyone.
Everyone.
Everyone's welcome.
Okay.
Open to everybody that can get into Laguna Woods.
Wonderful. And is it going to be holiday based or just,
No.
do you have any type of theme?
No.
It's a variety of music, but it will not be a holiday show. It'll be country western, rock and roll. There'll be Beatles, the Rolling Stones.
Oh, the sorts of genres.
There's a couple of members to this club that write their own music, so they do a couple of songs and some novelty stuff. So a lot of country songs. So it's quite a mixture.
Wow. So the club's been in existence since 1996 that we know of, correct?
That's
So-
what I understand.
What's the history behind the club? Do you know?
I think here it's been called a number of different things. Right now it's the Laguna Woods Village String Band, and it's both a club, official club here, when the class is not in session, but the class is an official Saddleback Emeritus class. So you have to be registered during the 2 semesters, but when school is not in session, so to speak, we come and still get together, and it's just a jam once a week.
How many members are in the club?
Right now we've got 29, which is a big group. It's a lot of people to manage.
I was
but
going to
it's
say,
a lot of fun.
how do you manage all of those?
Yeah.
Because
It's a pretty fun format. Everybody can bring a song. Anybody can bring a song that they want to do, and then it's all about collaborating with one another to make it something that really works for the band. So you might have something where really it's featuring a lot of harmonies vocally, or it might be a song where there's a lot of instrumental breaks where people play, like we'll have a steel guitar who plays a break, or a harmonica who plays a break, or something like that. And what I think is fun, like for example, Stan was saying we have people who write their own material. Maybe they've never had a band play their material before.
Oh, what a great
You know,
opportunity.
they've only ever done it themselves. It's like, how can I make this work in a band? And then see, what works for everybody. Or somebody brings something and someone will say, hey, some harmonies might work really well here. So that's collaboration, I think, is really fun.
I love that. So you don't actually branch out in your different genres. Everybody comes together for either country western or pop or classical or whatever is
Yeah.
whatever.
Right, it's not just
the band
one
decides.
person necessarily singing a song, although that happens too, but you might have 3 or 4 people get up as a little combo and do a number. So it's, and then everybody, the rest of the group is playing accompaniment to that.
Wow. So when somebody brings their own song that maybe has never been played, they just finished writing it, how do you go about determining who's going to play what? That seems like a big undertaking.
So there's lots of guitars, lots of acoustic guitars, and then some ukuleles, and then there's some electric guitars and a bass and a steel guitar and a violin, and we even have some accordions now, mandolins, things like that. So everybody's playing what works for them. But I think what happens is well, is it a good idea to have a solo somewhere? You know, and what would be a good solo? We also have a keyboardist and a drummer, of course, which really, you know, bring the whole thing together.
Right.
And it's just a matter of, you know, we start to listen to it and people throw out ideas and you just experiment.
Sounds like a lot
But
of
the
fun.
way we select the songs is each person can bring a song, 2, 3 songs, and try them. And everybody kind of comments. We have an instructor who not so much instructs as leads, but he'll, you know, if something's not working and not ready for prime time, then that one will be postponed maybe until the next semester.
Okay, so in terms of the concert that's coming up in December, how long do you prepare for an event like that?
All semester and really before, like people started throwing out new songs in the summer. Like Stan was saying, we meet when the Saddleback class isn't in session to just test things out. So some of the things in this concert we've been working on since the summer. And some of them just got tossed out, you know, at the beginning of the semester, but pretty much for the whole semester, that's what we do.
I've actually been amazed at some of our performers, who write their own songs. Some of them sound professional, and you'd think, oh, I know that song, and no, it's something new that they wrote and quite catchy
Interesting.
occasionally.
So the members, does it range from beginner,
I was just going to
intermediate,
mention that, yeah,
advanced?
that we have a lot of variety and there. Some people who are just kind of hang back and just like to play background and just be there, and lots of people who play in other ensembles of different sorts and are quite masters on their instruments or vocally. So it's quite a range, I would say, but a lot of really strong musicians and a lot of really
We have
strong singers.
some really good professional musicians with a lot of experience, and then some people that are beginners. So
that's
if you're a
great.
beginner, you might never have played
Right.
with another person before, and it can be very challenging keeping time, because now you can't just do your own time.
Oh.
You have to be right on. So it's a great learning spot for everybody, and the professionals enjoy it too. And
Is there any criteria to join the club? Do you have to have any, or can you walk in and say, I have no experience playing anything?
You could, but you probably wouldn't survive. But there's no criteria in the sense that if you want to do it and you have some competency on your instrument, then that's fine. Like if you can keep up with changing the chords. I mean that, right? Pretty much.
Well, yeah. If you have to be able to play the chords.
Yeah.
So if you just learned maybe 6 or 10 ukulele chords, you could come in. But just knowing the chords is not enough. You have to be able to keep time when you're playing them. Yeah. So it's good if you had a little experience just playing on your own, but there's really no limit or requirements, because the only requirement is that you're able to get in through Saddleback, and the class fills up pretty quick.
Yeah.
We're at capacity now.
You are at capacity.
Yes.
And the club meets...
but everybody asks that each semester you have to sign in again.
Yeah,
so
it's hurry up, like, okay, it's time to sign up, go, or you're gonna
race to got to get in the class. Yeah.
Marcella, how long have you been with the club?
I was trying to think back on that. I think it's been about 3 years for me. Yeah.
And what about you, Stan?
About the same, 3 or 4
About
years.
same.
Yeah.
And so you both have musical backgrounds.
I do. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
That's great.
I played in little groups. I had my own group here in Laguna Woods called the Village Folk for a while, and all the members of that group are now in the string band. But
yeah, I was going to say a lot of the members also play in other ensembles, or certainly have in the past. And like I'm in an international folk dance band as well. I do vocal and guitar and flute and a little percussion in that. So, and lots of people have other.
There's quite an
groups that they
active
play
music scene in the village, not just the village string band, but there's jam sessions. There's the All Musicians Club that has
Yes.
jam sessions.
We've got Broadway Musical Club. We've got all sorts of very talented
So
people
if you like to
here.
play and sing and do that, you can do it. I'm also in the theater guild and sing and play there too.
Well, it keeps your mind young and sharp.
Yeah.
And
doesn't
it's
it?
fun.
And it's fun. And you
It's
meet a
fun.
lot of people.
Yeah, yeah,
great.
you know, and I was going to make another pitch for the people who would like to come to the concert, that the concerts are a lot of fun.
Yes.
And we definitely make space on the floor for dancing, and we
Oh,
hope
fun.
people will come up and dance to our songs, you know.
Okay.
I know I saw you snapping your fingers while
Yep.
you're dancing. We want to see people not just tapping their toes, but get out and
Get out and shake
show
a,
their
shake a
moves.
leg. Oh,
There'll be a
right.
couple hundred, normally we get about a couple hundred people there, and they have a good time dancing and drinking and partying and whatnot.
Fantastic. Okay, folks, you heard it. Fall concert Tuesday, December 10th at Clubhouse 5. Starts at 5:30 with Village String Band.
Yes.
Stan and Marcella, thank you so much. I think you're going to serenade us on out of here, right?
Okay, thanks for
You're
having
watching
us.
This Day on Village TV.
Mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll.
When evening rolls around and it's time to go to town,
where do you go?
to rock and roll. The old folks say that
You gotta end your day by 10.
if you're
Out on a date and you bring it home late, it's a sin. Well,
there's just no excuse, and you know you're gonna lose and never win. I'll say it again.
It's all because
Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Your mama don't dance and your daddy don't rock and roll. Evening rolls around and it's time to go to town. Where you go? Where you go? Where do you go? To rock and roll.